Are you facing the challenge of needing to find and nurture great management? You know, it's tempting to look outside your restaurant, your four walls, for that seasoned pro to join your team and make your operations, well, lean, mean, profitable fighting machine. But you know how often that strategy really works? In my experience, not very often, and it can be really frustrating. The solution is to develop and hire your next managers from within. The new challenge in developing these new managers is they'll make mistakes. And I've identified 5 big mistakes that new managers make. Stay with me and I'll share them with you in just a moment. Hey there, Restaurant Pro. This is Dave Scott Peters, restaurant expert, coach, and creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. And today I'm going to talk about the 5 common mistakes new managers make and how to avoid them. I've always felt it's better to avoid constantly searching outside your 4 walls for management candidates. Instead, I look to hire from my line employees. They already are trained in my business. They understand our company culture. They're excited about the opportunity to step up, and often they're less expensive than a seasoned pro. I remember when I was bartending at Coyote Springs Brewing Company Cafe, the owner approached me to become a bar manager. He said, "David, I know you said you'd never become a manager again, but I need you." And about compensation, well, he mentioned this. You have to take a step backward to go forward, meaning I'd take basically a pay cut. I'd make less money initially, but would ultimately earn more as I grew in the role. As I moved up the ranks, into the operations manager role, I used the same approach with employees I saw potential in. I was successful most of the time in convincing them to join our management team. Like, "You're a great server. You'd be awesome. I need you, blah, blah, blah." But I also saw some of my best employees become my worst in 6 months to a year and eventually leave me, quit or get fired, because they were never meant to be a manager. I had to talk them into it. They weren't built for it. They really didn't want it, but I made them want it. It took me some time to understand that these promising managers, I should say, why they didn't make it. But eventually I identified 5 common mistakes new managers make that lead to their failure. And more importantly, how you can avoid them. One big mistake is, well, it's they want to remain just one of the team. Right? They go out and drink with their friends. They were a bartender. They're still a bartender in their mind. They were a server. They're still a server. They were a cook. They're still a cook. Name the position. They're still one of the gang. Still go out, party together, and do stupid shit. Well, most new managers are promoted from line employees, right? So they're usually the best at their position and show leadership skills. But when they become managers, they often struggle to shift from being a buddy to being a leader. It's hard for them. It's hard for them to understand that they can't go out and party with the team anymore. What's more important is that their team members respect them. It's not about being liked anymore. And that's a big lesson that we've got to teach our young managers as they step up. Hey, it doesn't mean you have to be an ass. It doesn't mean people don't need to like you, but they don't have to. They have to respect you. And that's a different form of leadership. Another mistake is often not asking for help. There's so much to learn as a new manager. And without the proper training, if you're left out there to just make mistakes, right? Learn from your mistakes. It can be a tough business. This can create a negative work environment. So what's the solution? Instead of telling somebody what they're doing wrong every single day, put them through the right training. Give them the right management tools. Make sure they're in place. Have an operations manual. Create a detailed management training system. Use checklists every day for opening, closing, side work checklists to impose your will without being there, to make sure things are done your way when you're there, but especially when you're not, that the new manager can follow. And foster an environment where it's okay to ask for help. Don't make young managers feel like they're done. "Oh, I already told you that. Man, can't you remember?" You've got to understand people learn differently. It takes time. Then there's the me against them mentality. New managers often carry baggage from the time when they were line employees. They might have issues with other departments or even different shifts, right? Oh, the AM crew, the PM crew, the back of house, the front of house. It's just this us them kind of mentality. To combat this, change your company culture to a closed open mindset. What is the closed open? It's when we close every shift 100% ready for the next shift. That anytime a manager walks in, anytime an employee walks in, that restaurant for their shift is ready to go. We can trust each other. It gets rid of so much conflict. So by making sure everything's ready for the next shift, each manager, well, they should be able to complete all their tasks because it's easy. Now, dating is a thing, right? Dating within, well, the team is another tricky area. The restaurant business is social. And it's not uncommon for people to be attracted to each other, especially if they're in a leadership role. Well, full disclosure, I met my wife as her manager. It can easily create a hostile work environment when it doesn't work. Decide on the policy for fraternization. Make sure management knows the risks that are involved. And lastly, there's the issue of appearance. New managers, they often don't understand that it's important to dress the part. Depending on your restaurant, this could mean anything from clean jeans and a logoed polo to slacks and a button-down shirt. Have a clear policy and set the expectations from the start so they don't come in, cut off shorts or whatever it may be, that they're still one of the team. You've got to make sure that they look the part, that they can feel the part and be the part. In the end, I encourage you to look for your next managers from your current team. They're a known entity. They've been trained by you. They fit your company culture, and they're often eager to please. Just make sure you have the right systems and training in place to help them avoid these common mistakes. This way, you can turn great line employees into outstanding managers who thrive in their new role. Be sure to join me live every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, travel schedule permitting, where I'll get you pumped about the upcoming weekend, get you excited about crushing your goals and finding the motivation to be best you possible. Plus, I'll answer your burning questions live.